welcome to the Anywhere Art Studio. Today I am going to talk about how to choose and paint your backgrounds with watercolor. So I prepared some examples of this flying pig that has come to pose for me in the art studio. And as you can see, I've chosen different colors, and I'll explain to you how I made my color choices. I used the color wheel to make my choices for the backgrounds. For this first pig, I painted in shades of green. The complement of green is red, so I did a very watery red background. The reason I painted it watery red, because if I had painted it bright red, it would have stood out and not moved into the background. I wanted my pig to come forward and the background to recede. I painted this blue pig with a local color background. Local color is the actual color of the background, so that would be the actual color of the sky. And it's a very watery blue, and it fades into the background, so I think that was a good choice. Here is an orange pig that I used a complementary color background, blue, which is the complement of orange, and it's also the local color, so that worked. Then here I used an opaque color cerulean blue with a yellow orange, and I think that was nice, a very, very pale background. Over here I experimented with an analogous color. Analogous color is neighboring colors on the color wheel that play well together, that have commonalities. So this is a blue violet, and then it goes to violet, then to red violet. Those are three neighboring colors. And I thought that was an interesting result. Here I used all three primary colors, phthalo blue, permanent rose, and lemon yellow mixed together to get a neutral background. And then I lifted out some cloud shapes. Thought that was interesting, perhaps not my favorite, a little too vague. Now I thought I'd show you two different ways to paint your background. So for the purple pig up here, I'm going to show you how to paint a wet on dry background, meaning wet paint on dry paper. So you have to have a big enough puddle here mixed up, not too thick and not too watery, kind of in the middle. And you just go brush it on like this, and then you go around, brush it back, just go right to the edge, put your brush right on the edge, then you're gonna stop here and go quickly over here. Now my paint's starting to run out, so I put one more tip refill in, and I come back here. Up till now I was using the side of my brush to paint around it, but for these little teeny areas I am going to put the point of the brush in. I even go back and do a couple of them. Then I'm going to leave the paint over here, get one more tipful of paint and pull it down over here, then come around here, pull it down here. I have a little bit more paint here than I did before, but that's fine. And then pull it all over here and meet up here. Yellow is a very unstreaky paint. It doesn't streak that well, so it's okay to sort of. And there, you could leave it like that, or if you wanted to, again, you could use the tip of your brush while the painted background's still wet, and just get into these teeny tiny areas. With yellow, because it's such a transparent color, you could even go over a little of the purple and it wouldn't matter because the purple's so dark. So you can even go over there. So that is yellow, wet on dry. Now I'm going to show you how to do blue, but for blue, the local color with clouds, going to use cobalt blue, a big puddle of cobalt blue, very watery, so I'm putting in a lot of water, but I'm going to do it wet into wet, which means I'm going to paint the paper first with clean water. So So there's no paint in this mixture. And I'm going to go around my flying pig. Might even get a little bit more. I know that water has a little green color in it, but it's not enough to affect the color. So I'm going to put all this water on. Then I am going to almost float in the paint like this. And it's very easy to do this. This is my preferred method of doing a background. And depending on how much pressure you put, you can either have more paint or less paint. So you simply guide it around. And it has a very soft edge to it. You could get a little more if you want it. Put in a little more under the pig maybe, here. And while it's still very wet, if you wanted to, you could even drop in some more in certain areas, but you would have to spread it out a little. Maybe I'll drop in a little here. Then if you want to affect clouds, like your pig is flying through clouds, you take your artist's tissue, you crumple it lightly, and you go something like this and press. There you have clouds. There you are. That is how to paint a painted pig, flying pig's background. So another question I'm often asked about backgrounds is, do you paint them first or you paint them after you paint your subject? I like to paint them after because I like to see the exact color of what my subject's going to be and then choose the background. But you could paint them first if you wanted to. So if you have any other questions about backgrounds, you can put them in the questions below. And I hope that you have fun painting backgrounds, and I'll see you in the next video.